What is up, everybody? This is Brian from Avoca Data, and today we are going to go over how you can use Avoca Data to customize any type of database. I have found a use case that I want to show today. We want to make this more detailed. And what do I mean by that? I want to include columns that include reviews. I want to include columns that include a description of 160 characters. I would like to include columns that have a description of 320 characters, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of reasoning behind that, but for now, let's just get the table built. So using Avoca Data, you could add a database, and what we can do is we will name this database upload description, and we'll call it December. And of course, they're not leads, but the same rules apply. So we're going to create an entirely new table. And the point of this table is when you go and actually upload the data. So the table we're going to create is a new table of this. We want to add a lot more detail on how to describe this database, because quite frankly, you have one way to explain what you're listing, and that is truly not a great way of representing what it is that you are doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to change that. We will call this database folder. And what I mean is let's create a hierarchy of how this database could be classified. At least start getting the framework together about how it's easier to find for users within a few simple steps in a funnel. So to continue, we'll worry about these things a little bit. Next thing we'll call it is database name, database description, short. So what else can we use to define what is in this database? We can go off and think, okay, maybe we would like a way to define the database in a way by maybe what's inside of it. And what do I mean by that? Well, we have descriptions, long, short, medium. There might be other ways to describe what is in the database by using less information. So we're going to make one more of these descriptors just because I don't want to do it later. We'll call it extra long, and we'll do one additional one and call it extra long. You get the idea. So the next set of what I'm going to do is database. I'll just call it keywords, right? Nice and simple. Then we'll also add one for best use cases. Best use cases. So let's go through some of what we've done. So like we were saying, database folder. So what we can go off and name this folder potentially is simply solar intent. We can use it by date, but theoretically database name, database description short. So we can say describe the contents of this database in 160 characters. And then we can put a description in. This database contains CPAs who have Googled digital marketing agencies and B2B marketing services. Right here we have as a string, an integer, boolean. You don't have to worry about that for any type of text, because anything that's a text that is not any type of value, a number, any type of math, is always going to be a string. So again, we have another one for medium. Describe. I'm just going to copy and paste actually. Describe your database in less than, maybe we do 500 characters. Then long, describe your database in less than 1,000 characters. Then we'll do another one, extra long. Maybe we can make this 2,500 characters. So on and so forth. We do have an extra long one. So let's put this at 5,000 plus. Now, as we go down this database, there's keywords, and we named the initial one solar intent leads. We also then describe the database as CPA stuff. So let's actually go back, and we can call this CPA intent leads. What do we mean in this instance? Well, this is a business professional, a CPA, who has looked for something. So this is the categorization we'll start with. And then right here, we can go from database file. And in this instance, we can name it marketing. Now we can categorize the database together. It would be a waste of space to actually rewrite CPA or marketing services. So you could end up creating a categorization method, or you can end up naming the database, name the end product, the title of what the database will be. So what I'm going to go add within the database name is accounting professionals searching for marketing professionals. Now, additionally, there's the column name that we just finished. So database description short, we went through this. We have the column for description, description long, extra long, extra long, and keywords. So before we do the placeholder, let's describe what this is. Keywords are defined as words the accountant Googled. So with the placeholder for marketing services, we can look up CPA online marketing services near me as a key example. Ideally, hopefully you are listing more information in that other than just one keyword. But for now, best use cases, licensed fine accountants, accounting professionals. Actually, we already said words that describe accounting, Googled online services near me. We did say that, so we don't have to repeat the word accounting professional. So find accountants who are looking for B2B marketing services is how I would describe this. Now there's a date, so this can be an update date. We can just call it the date it was uploaded, for instance. So we'll name it December 4th, 2024. At this point in time, this might not be the right format, but we will have a correction that's documented somewhere, at some place, at some point. So what could we add additionally to describe our database? And bear in mind, it doesn't need to be today. One important thing about databases, once you build your database, you cannot change it historically. We at Avoca Data have made various tools to make this possible in a different sense. When you construct your database, it's important to think about the future, but not to overcomplicate it, because then you just make wasted space if you plan too far out and don't utilize that space. Just want to put that out there for anybody that runs into any issues, because moving on, we have our date. We're now going to go make a list of people who could use this data. I was just thinking a sec, should this be a drop down? Now, who could use this data? Well, for first off, we can call it. So I want to discuss what I'm thinking and why I'm pausing. Theoretically, who could use this data? What I'm trying to figure out is, as I'm making this database, is there a way for the user of this table now to have the ability to create their own drop down? But for instance, if I make a drop down about who can use this data, I'm wondering if there's a way that I can preset this so a person using this table can actually make a drop down. So we'll make a drop down here. Actually, I don't think we have to be that complicated. Okay, make a drop down. Create a list of users. You know what? This takes care of it, actually. So let's go to the next one. Who can use this data? Now, I do not believe there is anything additional required on this current table. If you guys have any other ideas, just make sure to leave a comment below. And you guys can also go create your own database at avocadata.com. Please make sure you comment and like and subscribe to more of these videos on how you can best utilize Avoca Data technologies for all of your database services. In the next video, we will go over how I am going to make a table for reviews of this set of data. What do I mean by that? I am going to go off and create a table that intersects with this database upload description file. That's right. Think enrichment, except in a more incredible and useful way to everyday software users and business professionals. Thank you. Again, subscribe, comment, like. See you guys soon.